Guys, I want to get on here and just share with y'all some things that I have gone through. Today makes 6 years since my car accident, and I just wanted to tell y'all what happened and um, how that changed my life. So, on March 2nd of 2016, I was on my way back from a funeral. I was not with my husband at the time. I was dating someone else. We were still married, but I was dating someone else at the time. And he worked on a tugboat. That was his career at the time. And one of his very first tugboat captains who taught him everything that he knew had passed away. And so we were at his funeral and we were on our way back and we got hit by an 18-wheeler. So we were on our way back and we were in Baton Rouge and we were headed to Port Allen because we lived in New Roads at the time. And on the interstate in Baton Rouge, there is I think it's 3 or 4 lanes, but the second lane from the left splits. Um, Two of those lanes go into Port Allen, and the rest of the lanes go into North Baton Rouge. And we were in the second left lane, the lane that splits to go into Port Allen. There was an 18-wheeler in front of us with his blinker on, and he had his blinker on. I remember it was several minutes, at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes that we were in the back of him, in the lane that he apparently was trying to cross into. He did not ever attempt to cross into that lane until we were halfway past his truck in that lane that he was attempting to merge into. We were completely blocked on all sides. We could not speed up. We could not slow down. We could not merge into our right lane. So the guy who was driving decided to just go as fast as possible to get past the 18-wheeler. But again, we are blocked in on all sides, and in doing so, as soon as we were hit by the 18-wheeler, we hit the pickup truck that was in front of us. So the 18-wheeler's tires went over halfway over my car as the tire was driving over my vehicle. Again, I was in a very small car. It was a 2005 Ford Focus. He was in a huge 18-wheeler. Once the tire went halfway over my vehicle, it then threw the car into the air. I remember the car flipping at least 4 or 5 times. When we finally stopped, my vehicle was upside down. The pickup truck who we hit, the driver came out and he tried to help us, and he couldn't help us. We couldn't roll the windows down. We couldn't open the doors because of the damage that was caused to the vehicle. He ran back to his vehicle and he grabbed a hammer out of the back of his truck and he broke the window, and that allowed us to get out. He helped us get out. The cops were there very quickly. It took a while for the ambulance to get there. The cops had us sit on the edge of the interstate. There was like a large concrete step that they have there. It's next to the railing to prevent cars from going off the railing. And so we sat on that concrete step for what seemed like forever. I remember just being in complete shock. I could not think straight. I was shaking really, really bad. When the ambulance got there, I remember that they asked me, they said, there's children's toys and clothes on the floor, on the ground, on the road. Were your children with you? And I looked at the guy that I was with, and I just shook my head, and I was like, oh my God, my children. And he says, no, they were not with us. I had left my children with Dee, and when they asked me that, I had no idea. I didn't remember where they were, if they were with us. And I remember the paramedic saying that I was in shock. I don't remember what my blood pressure was, but it was high. I was not living the life that I should have been living at the time. And I just thank God that my children were spared because the back half of my car was crushed. I had to go through a lot of things. I was in a lot of pain after the accident. I almost couldn't move. The center of the vehicle caved in during the flipping of the car. It landed every time it flipped. The roof basically caved in onto my shoulder. I had a lot of MRIs done, CAT scans done, X-rays done. They never found anything wrong with my shoulder. I had like a whole book of things that were wrong with me. I had a lot of lower back pain. I went in and had surgery done where it was a test to see if the doctor basically cut those nerves or burned off those nerves, if it would work. I don't know if it was a spinal or whatever he did. They went in and did some kind of surgery to test out if those nerve endings were cut off from my body, if that would rid my pain. And at that point I was doing a lot of drugs. Was smoking meth, because meth basically it takes away pain from your body. It does something in your brain where you don't feel that pain anymore. Someone told me that before I had ever decided to go down that road. And at the time I was just so tired of taking medication for my pain, because I also had anxiety, things like that. The doctors were just giving me prescription after prescription, not really looking at my mental health at the time. They were just like, okay, you're in pain, here's some pain medication. You're stressed out, here's some Ativan. Don't take it whenever you have your children because you won't be able to care for them. So at the time, drugs masks that pain. But I've had to go through these things in life, I know, to have a testimony, to tell other people. You may go through things in life like drugs. You may do things like stealing. You may do anything that you have done, that you are doing. God sees you, but when you ask forgiveness from Him, His answer is always yes. He loves you, and He cares for you, and all He's waiting for you to do is say, thank you for the things that you've put me through, to the things that you've let me go through. Thank you for showing me the way that I don't want to be. I thank God that I know how others feel when they're on drugs, when they're trying to get off, and it's so hard. If you are a drug addict, God can pull you through it. If you are in pain, God can heal you. If you're going through something that's so hard, God can take you through that. And He will give you a testimony. Sometimes we have to go through things. We have to go through a test in order to have a testimony. And if He can bring me from where I've been, He can bring you out of it too. Because I'm no better than you. I'm no different than you. I'm just at a different point in my life where I've given it all to God. And I've put all my trust in him. And you could be at this point too. And I'm praying that everyone who watches this video finds strength in him. Because you are capable of coming through anything. I love y'all. Be blessed.